Good evening, students. So we are coming to the third subject of social science, resources. It's not a new chapter. I told you before, I think it was 2 days before I told you. Resources is not a new chapter. Geography 8th standard. The same chapter you have learnt it as the first chapter of geography. So I think I am not going certain topics. I'll just tell you brush up, and I will start from where I have to deal with. So for everything an introduction is needed, isn't it? The word resource is not new to you. What is your resource for getting knowledge? What's your resource? You say textbook, the teacher, you have your net, your TV, newspaper. All these are resources which gives you information, or they are all the source of wealth as far as you are concerned with regard to imparting knowledge or the knowledge being imparted to you. So resource is a support that may be drawn whenever in need. With regard to your textbook, a simple definition: resources are those or everything available to us, available in our environment, which can be used to satisfy human needs. So resources is nothing but everything available in our environment to satisfy human needs. Then, it is not enough just if resources are available. Then what are the other conditions? It should be provided there is technological accessibility. So what is this technological accessibility? Say for example, you have diamond mines somewhere and you have to mine it. Technological accessibility. So there should be mining engineers ready to go up to the area of availability. There should be workers who are willing to work in the mines to extract diamond. And mining is a very it's a real tough job. You risk your lives because you're going deep below the earth and you are extracting. That's why mining engineers, they have, that's what I have heard, they get a very heavy pay because you're risking your life. You have this, you should be in a position to pay them, provide them what you call as living conditions should be satisfactory, or it should be good. After mining, then it should be transported to the place of processing, refining, and then that is you should have a good mode of transport. Economically feasible means you should be in a position to give financially, you should be in a position to invest for such a, for making use of this resource. So only when these conditions are satisfied, you can say that resource has value, it has utility. So recall what you have learnt in 8th standard. Just brush up what are the classification, explain or give a detailed account of the classification of resources. Immediately I still remember having corrected, I think even recently, biotic, abiotic, exhaustible, inexhaustible. Then you have based on the availability, on the ownership. You have individual, community, national, international. Individual is when a resource is owned by an individual or group of individuals, say a factory. Community is park, you have community halls. All these are owned by a few people. If it is a park in a particular area, it is owned by the people of that area. They are investing. They have an association. They have a park. They construct a park. So that is community resource. National resources are those resources which belong to the nation. Now, technically speaking, every resource belongs to the nation. Then comes the international resource. Resources lying, all minerals, water resources, forests, wildlife, everything that lie within the political boundaries of a country and the oceanic areas. Up to 12 nautical miles, you call it as the exclusive economic zone. I'll explain what it is. Now say for example, and any of these resources beyond this 12 nautical miles, if you want to use, any nation can use only with the consent of the international institutions, the group of international institutions. Now I'll explain this exclusive economic zone clearly. An oceanic or sea area, let us say for example the Arabian Sea. The western political boundary of India, that is where it ends. From there up to 12 nautical miles of Arabian Sea, till that India can use all the resources available in the area, in that oceanic or sea area. She can explore, she can make use of the marine resources, whatever is available. You can mine, everything is possible from the political boundary of western political boundary of India up to 12 nautical miles of the Arabian Sea. So this is called as exclusive economic zone. Next is on the basis of status of development. You divide it into potential and developed. Now see, potential resources. Let us forget the word resource, potential. Now very often, some students, they have very good potential. Your IQ, you have very good IQ. That is called as potential. You can use it for very, a better development of yourself. But it is not used. So such a type of development, when you say, see, she or he, I say, see, you have lot of potentials, but you are not making use of it. And it is waste. You have not used it, nobody knows about it. Similarly, only when your potentials are sharpened, it becomes valuable, it has utility. See, the more you sharpen your brains, your potentials, the more you develop. Because you think, you develop, you react. Just like a diamond, the more you sharpen it, only when you rub, sharpen it, then only that diamond has value. You get it in the form of what you call as the most valuable, that is a precious diamond. So, resources which are not found, which are found in a region, but it is not of any use, it has not been utilized, you call it as potential resource. Now Rajasthan and Gujarat, they have vast potentials to develop their solar and wind energy. But have they developed it fully? It has to go a long way. Then comes the developed resources. Resources are, you know about the resources. You have made a survey of it. You know its quality. You know its quantity. And all these you have understood and you know. So that is, this is, and you develop it. That is called as developed resource. You survey the resource. You survey their quality, whether it is of high quality or poor quality. You survey where it is, where it occurs, and then the quantity of it. All this, once it is determined, then the development of resources, as usual, depends on the technology. Whereas potential resources, you only know that there is a resource. I know that you are potential, but how far you have made use of it, I don't know. How far you are useful, I don't know. That's the difference between potential and developed resources. Here, they make a survey. They make a survey of its quality, of its quantity, and then it has been determined for utilization. Then comes the stock. You know, what is the stock? You have in plenty, it is stocked. You say, do you have? Yes, I have stocked it and kept. But when you need, you are not able to use it because of lack of technology, transport facilities. Whether I'm not sticking only to transport facilities. Modern technology, due to lack of technological development, when you are not able to use, you call it as stock. Then you have reserve. You reserve it and keep. See, when you go for a match, we all, the KV students, go for a match. You go as a reserve with your team. So, the coach knows the student is very good. So, since the team needs only 11, the 12th one is taken as a reserve. You say, yes, reserve. So, when needed, you can use it. You can take the candidate might be used, but when he's not playing, because that particular he is not needed, he is only a reserve. See, when we go for election duty, many of us get election duty. After the training classes, they give us our post, what are we, and the previous day of the election only, we come to know, all of us undergo that we are under reserve. Reserve, when needed, you will have to go. So, reserve, when I say with regard to resources, you have already surveyed the resources, but it has not been put to use. It is kept. Whenever there is a need, they will make use of the reserve. Again, in this chapter, we are learning sustainable economic development. The same term I have taught in 8th standard, the same class. That is out of 10A and 10B, I have taught when you were in 8th A also. 8th D, sustainable development. What is sustainable development? A development should take place without damaging the environment. You not killing everything, not extracting, you have to make use of the natural resources or the resource which the nature has given you in abundance without damaging her, and use it in the most judicious way, preserving it for the future generation also. Such a type of economic development is called as sustainable economic development. We come to one more part of what we are going to take, resource planning. See, for anything you need planning. Say for example, you have to, when you are constructing a house, you plan a house. First you decide that you have to build a house. You plan. Then you sketch it out, discuss it with your people. You just draw a rough sketch. This is how the house should be. Then you take it to the engineer. So first you are identifying that you need a house. Then you are inventing the resources. See, here I am talking about resource planning. I am giving you parallel day-to-day example. So let us first come to construction of a house. Your parents feel that they need a house of their own. So that is identified. You need a house. 2. You invent the resources. What all resources? First and foremost, you need a site. Second most important thing, capital. Then where? Suppose you want to buy a plot, or you have a plot already you have, fine. So maybe very close or little far away. So if you don't have, you have to choose that also, whether it should be close to your school, or whether it should be closer for your father's office or mother's office, workplace. That should be decided. Then comes involving. So second stage is involve. So you involve. What all comes under involving? You survey. You make a survey of, if you are going to buy a plot, you go and make a survey about the area, whether it is safe, whether it is near the market, whether you have all the facilities, water facility, all the survey is made. Now you map, you draw the sketch. Qualitative, it should be a qualitative and quantitative measurement. Quantitative and qualitative. See, maybe according to your need, you need 3 cents. It is a quantitative measurement and qualitative. With that, you want to build a very good house of quality. After that, you draw the plan. Then with all the available technology, skill of the engineer, architect, your own skill, your own parent, sometimes new ideas come to you. Finally, it comes in the form of a house. That is the resource planning is successful. Similarly, when we plan how to use a resource, I am talking about the nation. If it is, say, iron ore, you identify where all iron ores are available. You identify these areas. Then you invent, go invent. Just only the states. Now you have to go to the different iron ore mines. Second stage is involving. You involve. What all comes under involving? You survey. Make a survey of all the areas, regions across the country, wherever iron ore is available. This is only one example I am giving. Then you map it, whether it is, where it is. You survey, you have understood, where it is. Then you map where. If it is Balaghat, where is it? It is in Madhya Pradesh. So like that, you will map the area, then make a quantitative measurement. How much of mine is there, and whatever is there, is it of a good quality, whether it belongs to first quality, second quality, or third quality. Once all these are done, the final is you evolve a planning structure as to how many miners you have to include, how many mining engineers have to be involved. Now, what are the facilities you have to provide them? What latest technology you have to use? After planning all this, then what you do is you plan it and use all these in the most appropriate way for the development of your plan. It should match with that is the most important thing when you talk about resource planning. After all these things, matching the resource development with overall national development. national development should match the development of, that means it should go hand in hand. What resource development and development, overall development of the nation should go hand in hand. Simply you are developing only the resources you are planning and there is no development of the nation. So matching the resource development with the overall national development is very, very important in resource planning. Now, last part of it. Now let us see some resource rich but economically backward regions. And some resource wise they are poor but they are advanced. Understand? Some of them have rich resources but they are economically not developed. Best example is, I'm talking about when the Britishers came, India had, even now, nature has given her in a bountiful resources. But after the coming of the British, she could not make use of her natural resources, and there was a lag. There was a short. It was lagging behind. She was lagging behind with regard to economic development. At the same time, so because she was a colonial nation, at the same time, Britain did not have too many resources as India had, but exploiting the resources of the other nations, she developed herself economically to a large extent and became one of the most economically developed nations. So tomorrow I'll be taking about conservation of resources and a little more of it, and then the last part will be the availability of soil. There is soil. Please bring your atlas, have your atlas when you are following my class, and if you have your last year's extra notebook, please have it with you. Don't go out. It's a clear order from me. Do not go out to buy any sort of notebook at all. If you have, keep it ready. I think Sharon madam had put some of the best study material with question answers. After I finish one more, you have one more chapter in economics, then I will tell you what we are doing. Even the portfolio, all those things I will give. Keep your material ready, and slowly, if notebooks are there with you, I will tell you what work you have, you just start doing. Or if you have, if it is a thing where you need to go, a little spade work you have to do, that you do and keep it ready. So I think we'll wind up the class today. So stay safe, stay home, take care of yourself, and be happy with your parents. So goodbye children, catch you tomorrow.